welcome to the Wonderland Effect. I'm your podcast host. Today I have a panel of mixed people, and I don't just mean nationality, but gender as well. You guys did vote for it, and I do by demand bring to you a panel of mixed men and women. Today we are going to be talking about masculinity and femininity and a couple things that are probably going to interest a lot of people because it's hot topics. Whether I find them hot or you guys find them hot, I'm going to bring it as real as possible. And I brought some real people on here to give you guys little aspects from all points of view. So I'm going to go ahead and have Michaela start off with the intros.
Hello, I'm Michaela. I'm 29 and I currently work at Tesla.
What's up with Deshaun? I'm 29. I work at Pepsi.
Kelsey, I'm 29 and I'm a fitness coach and personal trainer.
I'm Extra E, 31. I do a little bit of everything.
You don't know me. I'm 30, a podcast host and a manager. So here we are. Let's light it up. So this weekend, y'all, I'm gonna start off with a little bit of an off subject kind of thing. I kind of talked about it off camera. I went on another podcast and the topic was, do modern women deserve marriage? Why or why not? So I kind of want to hear what y'all think about it. We'll start with E.
Why not? Why not? I think so, for sure.
But why?
I mean, I feel like what you mean by modern women, though?
It's your own
I feel like
interpretation.
everybody deserves happiness and love. Why not?
Miss America ass. I love it. Okay, Kelsey.
Well, I need a definition of a modern woman.
What's your definition of a modern woman?
I mean, there's different types of modern women.
I agree.
So, I mean, it depends on the individual. I wouldn't classify modern women into one category.
I agree. Okay, so I guess I should define it. Let me define it. Let's say I just narrow it down to the marriageable range of like 18 to 35. Everyone included.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, there are going to be those individuals that, I mean, I don't want to say somebody doesn't deserve love, but, you know, I feel like you have to put an effort into who you are to be able to receive love. I don't want to necessarily say not be able to earn it, but be able to receive it and reciprocate.
I agree. Deshaun?
To piggyback, like what exactly do you mean by modern day women? Like you said, I feel like everybody deserves to experience what real love is supposed to be, but everybody has their own definition of what their what their real love is. So in their own way, I feel like, yeah, everybody deserves to feel it, but honestly, within the person, they gotta understand, is that really what they want? Do they really want it, or they just want to see how it feels?
What's the difference?
Of one, how does that feel? See, I feel like a person could just want to experience what it feels like, how it looks like, what it looks like to have somebody chase you, or you know what the ideal of what love is supposed to be. But you know, everybody has their own opinions about what they want and what they don't want. So somebody might want to feel it, but like, okay, that's not what I really want. So, I mean, I don't know. They're going to experience what they want to experience, you know?
I agree. Okay. Different.
Yes and no. Because I feel like the younger, 18 to 25 women are very toxic. They love the toxic stuff. That's what they're into. I just had this conversation with my man because I was watching the podcast and I was like, so how do you feel about it? And he was like, yes and no, because, he is a part of that 18 to 25. And he was like, the women in my age class are very, always want to be chased, but they can't seem to sit down. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to take care of their man. They just like to have the man and be like, look, I have my man, but don't know how to keep him and or uphold it, upkeep him. Versus our age range, we're taught to how to take care of our man, how to play our role, essentially. The younger generation don't like to play their role. essentially.
Yeah, I get it. Like, so last night.
Like, if that makes sense, like, you know what I'm talking about.
I
Like,
get what you're saying because, like, at first, my answer was yes. It depends on what type of woman, like you said, you were talking about. Are you talking about the 9-to-5 woman that works hard and, you know, does for herself? Or are we talking about the women that are getting fluent out by blue checks and get whatever the fuck they want because they went and popped pussy in a different country? Like, which type of women are we talking about? Because I don't think so. They made it really hard for the average woman. You know how hard it is for the average woman to actually date now? Like, don't get me wrong, men have their own battles that they have to face with dating this generation. But the issue with that is now you got a group of women who don't ask for shit, who are supporting themselves and can manage themselves, but men are so fed that thought of women just want to use me for my shit that it becomes a struggle. Like, some men by right do not like to take women out on dates, do not like to treat women to normal things.
Yourself,
you have to prove yourself, which I understand because there's so many women out here that have been taking and taking and taking, not giving. So of course, if that's the kind of world we've been populating and creating and cultivating, then yeah, of course I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna pay for everything. Like, you're gonna have to show me that you're really down for me. Where you got these other women who support men and have been dating them and, you know, not asking for shit, but they never get anything in return. So it's like you're breeding a culture of misunderstanding.
They settle for that.
Some things like, why do you have to ask though? You should want to do something for that person.
I feel like a lot of generation, you know, from back in the old days where true love was really showing a woman you love them, and to this generation to now everything is just influenced by the internet.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So.
But men and women both know what the other sex wants.
Do they
Like,
though?
they in generally,
Do they?
maybe
I
not
feel
to
like
an
right now it's
individual.
just-
I don't think so.
No, you're fine. But maybe not to an individual woman. Like, maybe I don't know exactly what you want. You know what I mean? But in a gist, like,
Right.
men know what women like, and they know how to. They know how to come correct. They just don't want to.
Dudes you got. If that's what he into, then that's what he gonna do. If that's not what he into, or you know he don't do that type of stuff, then you know either express that, hey, this what I like, or whatever, you feel me, or he don't get on with it, then he can move on.
Yeah, then you shouldn't
Like,
entertain
you
each
feel me?
other.
It's just the same way as him. Like, if he allowed his female to not cook and she come in, she don't clean up, and she just hella like, you know, like that's what he allows. So you feel me? She's going to do that. Y'all know, you feel me? If a dude let you walk over him, what are you gonna do?
Walk over him.
So boom.
oh, I'm a.
Don't let me tie, baby. We're about to have a tie.
Because it's a wrap.
Like, you said a what?
No, but I'm just saying is like just me, like me personally, like I can't be with someone who allows me to walk on them.
No, we just talked about this shit.
I can't. Like I need you to be able to be like sit down and be like,
No way.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this then. If he's not one of them persons, people that, like you said, sit down, and he's more like, all right, well, okay.
No,
Does
I
that
think
make
it's more
sense?
of their character because like I can't say like my man now be like sit down and I'd be like okay yes, but it's more like if you let me be like I don't know.
But
I can't explain it. It's just
why would
like
you
if
feel
you
like you even should allow yourself to try to do that, and you know that you have a man in front of you.
because not all men are men. Like they're not all men.
Not all men.
Some are
command
still
respect.
not all men are men.
Some men,
Some
don't
men
have
are still
standards.
boys.
They don't command
You don't command me
gotta
to
command
respect you,
respect.
then
Like,
I'm not gonna respect you.
as a man in this world. You have to command it.
I'm a tap dance on you.
There's no like. I don't like the dynamic where it's like you just let me do whatever the fuck I want and you tolerate it. Like you have to have some kind of structure. Women
please
like
say no.
structure.
Yeah, I love structure.
I like
you gotta structure.
I like standards. Like you gotta let me know that you have this standard that I
Give
need
me
to
your
be
boundaries.
following to be with you. Because if you don't have those and I gotta create the standard, now we have a problem because we playing with my program,
Role switch.
and I'm the boyfriend
That's
now.
what you
Like
can
now I have a problem. I can't never be a woman. I am always going to be in my masculine energy, and then it's gonna be like I don't even need you. Get out.
But with that being said, if you want a man to be able to like lead, he has to be able to know how to lead.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
you have to learn that by yourself.
Exactly.
can't
And
teach you
if a
that.
man can't like lead, just like a dance, just like when you dance, a man has to be able to lead so that the girl can be in her feminine
Energy.
energy and be able to follow. If you can't lead, then you're not in your masculine energy.
Exactly.
And then she can't be in her feminine because she's the one that has to lead now.
But that's the world we live in today. It's like you got a bunch of men that can't lead and a bunch of women that are leading. So what happens when you have people switching roles? You got a lot of men that don't want to date. Yeah, they don't want to date.
A lot of relationships that don't work out, that, temporary, but that's I mean, it's not to say that it can't switch. It's just, it depends on what type of dude you go for real. Like, you gotta mess with somebody that's on their shit. Like, you feel me? Don't nobody want nobody that's not handling their business and whatnot. You feel me? Because those are the type of men that are going to allow that. You feel me? They broken. They structure is broken. You feel me? So you gotta look at that at your own.
Yeah, I agree.
Your own eyes.
I agree, because those terms are always loosely thrown out, like femininity and masculinity. Like they don't really even have a clear definition, which I'm gonna read because I'm not butchering this shit today. So the definition of masculinity is the qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men or boys. And then the definition of femininity is qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of girls or women. So there's not really there's no list that says this is what masculinity is. We build that our own definitions of it. Like what qualifies somebody as being masculine, what qualifies somebody as being feminine. The definition's kind of in my opinion,
It's a lot of ways.
It's blurred lines.
Yeah, it's a lot of ways that you could be masculine. Like, by females not expressing their emotions and whatnot, or, being guarded and whatnot. That could be terms of masculine. Ain't that what the women's supposed to do? You're supposed to be soft, nurturing, and all that. If you don't do that, then, you kind of that's kind of more masculine.
Yeah, because when your guard's up, you're protective. And that's what the man is supposed to do, is protect.
And provide for you.
Yep.
That's the basics of natural human instinct. It's back in the days when we didn't have cars and shit, the man's responsibility was to go hunt for survival, and the woman was at home just giving birth to children and making sure they were alive,
nurturing,
yeah,
and being sensitive and emotional and tending to the needs of the family,
knowing that they were protected and provided for.
Yep.
And I think that's that kind of has sailed. Men don't really want to provide anymore as much.
Work.
Yeah, that's ghetto.
I don't know what woman.
Ghetto. That's why
I don't know what woman said that I wanted to go to work, but whoever did it, I want to fight because, ma'am, I'm supposed to be at the house. You went and fought for these rights. I didn't even want it.
I ain't asked for that.
Now I gotta go to work.
I ain't asked for that.
I'm tired.
What is this? I
I want
wanted
to stay
to
at
be
the house and take care of the
I
kids.
don't want to slay my own dragons.
That's work too. At the same time.
Yes, being at home.
If you ain't doing that work.
I'm sorry.
No.
My granny was in a moo getting her bills paid. Why I gotta stay here and pay my own bills? Why my granny was at home, take care of her kids, in her moo drinking coffee with a bonnet on? I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. I don't mind it because I'm good at it, but it's if I had a choice, and I say this over and over again, and I got a lot of shit last night for saying this, but if my man came up to me and was like, hey, quit your job, you can be a stay-at-home mom, let's have a family. Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Diane.
we're done. Bye. Peace out.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
That voice, and I ain't gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, once you give in, you're dependent now, you kind of lose a little bit of say-so and whatnot, You want to go out on the weekend, whatever, you got to ask for that bread, for that, to go get that bar, that interest fee or whatever. So, it'd be a little bit different, unless you get an allowance or whatever. I ain't rich, so I don't know how it works or whatever, you feel me? So, but I'm just thinking
I think the alternative is worse, because why do I need to be going out if I have a man and I have a family? I have a family at home. I need to be
your hair and nails.
I'm-
I'll always work, even if I got to make a little bit of money, because I like to take care of myself. And I'm not going to ask, babe, can I get my nails done? Hey, can I get my hair done, and get told no? Possibly get told no. That's what we're not doing.
I think I'm okay with that.
Somebody that understands your patterns of pampering.
That's why you set your standards.
Standards, that man that you
She
choose.
wanna go get her nails done on Thursdays.
A man that can afford it.
Come, baby, look, I done already put this up for you to get your nails done. Here you go to get your hair done. You might want to get you some Starbucks, so go ahead and get you that too. Go ahead and take care of yourself. Go ahead, have a good day.
See, and that's the type of man that you gotta set those standards for yourself. You can't be choosing just a bum. If that's what you want for yourself and you have a standard of living, that's what you need to be looking for. Like, that's your judgment right there. Like, can this man support my lifestyle? Like, if you cannot, then I'm sorry to say you're dating the wrong one. It's not gonna work. Like,
So you don't think you could find love with, like, you know, somebody that's without?
there's nothing wrong with you having without, as long as you have the potential to grow. And I'm not talking about potential that I got to help you with. This is potential that you have. Like, you have something going. Like, I can't do.
So what if that potential to grow take long?
That's fine.
Like, no, there's a lot of women who like.
No, that's fine. Like,
As long as
I'm
you're
literally
working on
in this.
yourself.
I'm literally in that boat. So I mean, it just really depends.
if we talk about it and like we have that understanding, like this is the plan for it, but it has to be a plan initiated by the man. It can't be by me. Like, I can't sit here and be like, okay, in 2 years we gonna do this and you gonna be here. And no, you have to come to me with the plan and be like, okay, babe, like at this time, you know, we're gonna take them like 2-3 years and we're gonna build this. This is what we're working towards. That's what a woman's role is to support her man's dreams and goals. Like, that's what she's supposed to do. And that's where I would love to be, is like, that's where I ideally want to be. Like, I don't see, I'm already here at the career, the 6-figure earner, that shit, I'm already there. That shit doesn't matter. What matters is having the family at the end of the day, because you don't want to go to a cold house that's empty and heartless. Like, you can't die by yourself. Like, when you do want to die by yourself, that's the thing, is so many women are on that boss babe shit and da-da-da-da. But what about when you get old and you don't have to work so hard and now you're home alone with 16 cats and wondering why you don't get to talk to anybody? Like,
And then you got all that money, and where's it gonna go?
Where's it
You
gonna
ain't
go?
got no kids. You ain't got no husband.
It's gonna go to pay for your
You
in-home
can't-
caregiver.
man, that's going to be your family.
Your funeral.
That's going to be
And your funeral
good luck. Like,
For your family that you did not create to not show up because you didn't do that.
exactly. Whereas I want to be surrounded by my kids. Like, I want to look at all their faces and cuss all of them out. Like, why the fuck you didn't call me yesterday? Because I called you 2 times and you ignored my phone. Like, I want to do that. Like, having my family come to my house is something that I love. Like, I love game nights. Like, for those that have
People
been.
never experienced that in their lifetime before, so they don't know how to even incorporate that into their lives.
That's true.
You know, a lot of people come from a background where being isolated, but in the same house is just supposed to be enough. You feel me? So a lot of times the love that other people are seeking, they don't know how to give it to them. I ain't never been taught how to do this. How am I supposed to do it?
And then if you are with someone that's trying to give it to you, you don't even know how to receive it because it's foreign.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you for real or not. I didn't see a whole bunch of fakeness. I don't know what it's supposed to really look like. I didn't watch somebody show this same type of love but didn't do this. Without me being a part of it, I didn't watch a whole lot of it. How am I supposed to know that what you doing is supposed to be the same?
I feel like once you get to a certain age, like, you kind of have like idea of what you want. Like, regardless of what you've been through, you know where you want to go. So it's kind of like, you know, do I want this? Do I want that? Okay, how do I get this? You got to kind of have to be strong-minded in certain areas, and, you know, like, stand on something, have some morals and some type of standards or whatever, you feel me, or what you want to do in your life and goals and stuff. Like you're saying, you got to be a high value dude. You can come from there, but you feel me, like, where you going to end up at?
All right, so.
I agree. But I think both are, you guys both have very valid points, because, like Kelsey said, if you never had it, then you don't know. That's
It ain't nothing to learn
miscommunication.
it. You know, you just got to be willing, like you were saying.
Open to it.
Yeah.
But you know how hard it is for somebody to be open that's been stabbed so many times? That's hard.
Yeah, it's a guard up all the time.
It's like you're communicating, but it's miscommunication because you're not comprehending each other. You don't want to.
But if you're not willing to take the risk, then you're never gonna end up where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. So
You got to choose your battle. Do you want to maybe give this person a chance to stab you in the back, or just be like, oh no, I'm okay, and then you're never gonna get it?
And you missed out on that life
You know, I
experience.
was like, you know, cut them off. You know, cut off the dead weight. If that person has hurt me or offended me or disrespected me, I'm gonna choose to not mess with that person. But I'm not gonna treat everybody else like they dirt bags and they don't. You feel me? They're not cool or whatever.
But I feel like women get a pass on that shit. Like, we have so many things in this world that say, okay, you have baggage. Let's work on it. You need to heal. You need to do this. You got to excuse her because in her past she's had this happen and had that happen. You don't really have that for men. Like, they don't really have empathy for men like they do for women. In this world, like, women are coddled. We are extremely supported by groups and millions of women and books that say, hey, it's okay that you're shitty on the inside right now. You're going to get better in like 30 days. Here's this book. Like, hey, here's this podcast. Watch this podcast. And then by the end of this episode, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to become a better woman. Like, I think so much of that bullshit is shoved down women's minds and throats that they truly believe that it's okay for them to be and act a certain way that may not be respectful, may not be...
They're enabled.
Yeah, very much so. It's like a drug. Like, you're addicted to toxicity. Like, you like that shit because society has told you it's okay. Like, hey, as long as the picture looks good on Instagram, it's fine. So
Well,
what,
that's
y'all
probably
just fought?
back from a young age. Boys are taught to be tough.
Yeah.
Like, get over it.
They don't care. We don't
Yeah,
care.
Exactly.
But see, that's fucked up because now we have a lot of women that don't even ask their men, like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you really okay? Like, hey, do you need me to do something? Like, women are so lax in accepting accountability for what they may be faulting at. Like, how many times do you sit down with your man and ask him, like, what could I do better as a woman? Like, what do you require of me? What am I not fulfilling? Like, the reality of it is we don't like the truth. We don't want to hear that shit.
For real.
We don't actually want to hear what a man really got to say, because what if he say, by the way, you fucked up like for the whole
Be
year.
held accountable.
Now I got to admit that I fucked up.
Yep.
Now I'm sitting here like, fuck, I really fucked up. What do I do? So I don't know, like, do modern women really deserve marriage? I have no idea. I'm still like TBA, because there's so many things that I've not taken into consideration till last night. And hearing these things from a different person that I never met, and I'm like, she cannot be the only one that thinks this way. There has to be a plethora of women that think this way. So I feel bad for men. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I really do feel bad for y'all. It's like a battlefield out here, because women wear so many faces and we're allowed to do so many fuck things that just should not be allowed. And
we're told it's okay.
Because we're emotional.
yeah. And then
hormones
some men
awaken.
allow this shit. So like when you get with a man that's like, I'm not gonna deal with that shit, you're like, wait a minute. What do you mean?
It comes off as disrespectful.
Yeah. So what happens when a woman encounters somebody that's not willing to deal with that?
Well, you gotta think of a friendship even. Are you gonna let your friend treat you
No.
like how you would treat, like, in a disrespectful relationship with a partner? Like, are you gonna tolerate the same shit with a friend? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not gonna tolerate it with a friend, if you're not gonna treat your friend and talk to your friend like that, why would you talk to your man or woman like that? You know what I mean?
You don't talk to your mama like that.
Don't talk to me like that.
I didn't like that for real.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. So what is the most unattractive thing? Well, I guess this would be for men. Well, no, I guess the women can answer this too. What is the most unattractive thing that you find in women?
Ooh, I feel like you said, it's the inaccountability,
You're
just
extra.
the way that like they don't really take up for, like, you know, what they be doing. Like, you could do something or whatever, or it can be a reaction. You get into an argument or whatever because you feel some type of way or whatever, and you express that or whatever, and she come at you because in that moment you called her, you know, out her name or something, whatever, but really just take away from the whole argument or the debate or what I was trying to get across or whatever, and just flip it. Like, you know, they do that a lot. It's like
Victimizing.
I'm like, you know, a little bit.
Dumbfounded.
Yeah,
It's very victimizing.
yeah, for sure.
That mentality.
Manipulated, massive manipulator,
Yeah.
for sure.
I agree. I definitely agree. Kelsey, it's your turn.
What was the question?
What is the most unattractive thing in women? That's hard because I know you like to advocate for women.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't really have I'd have to think about that. I don't have an answer for that right
Okay,
now.
that's fine. It's more towards the men anyways. Deshaun?
I definitely want to piggyback off what E said. Accountability for sure. That's one big thing. But for me, honestly, I'll say like a woman who don't know how to talk necessarily, like
Communicate.
that in a way that shows that you have class to put yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different ways that you present yourself when you walk into a room. You know what I mean? So basically, just like not knowing how to speak in the right place, basically.
Sound like you don't like ratchet bitches.
I don't at all.
That's what it sound like.
That's the thug. I'm not your bro, I'm not your blood, I'm not your none of that. You approach me unattractive.
That's a lack of femininity.
Right. Yeah, but that's like the norm now. Like
To be disrespectful.
that's why I just be to myself. But I don't want to hear that. You a woman, bro. Speak like a woman. I don't want to hear that.
I agree. I definitely agree. Okay.
Bro, I'm not your bro. I'm not your blood. I'm not your none of that.
Sorry.
You approach me
unattractive.
with respect.
But that's a lack of femininity.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's like the norm now. Like
To be disrespectful.
that's why I just be to myself. And I don't want to hear that. You a woman, bro. Speak like a woman. I don't want to hear that.
I agree. I definitely agree. Okay.
I would definitely say the accountability thing, because like when he was saying that, I'm like, I know how many times I done did that. Like not in my current relationship, because I'm learning how to take like accountability. Like even if it's like, yeah, you messed up, but then like, what did I do too? Like it's not always like if, it's kind of like I'm trying to find like, okay, you did this, but like, okay, did I do something to cause that? Like, is this a reaction to something I did? Or like, what can I do better? Because it's kind of like, I've never had that, and I've never wanted to do that for another man. I've been able to be like, oh, you did this? Oh, I'm quick to spin off, act an ass, and then be like, it's your fault.
Can I ask you a question? What made you want to like change your mindset, or like was it him? Like did he? You know,
It's a different caliber of man that I'm choosing to deal with.
Like he's not really going for that. He kind of like
He's not going for it at all.
It don't have to be like like a smack or a hit, but like I'm talking about like he's telling, hey, hold on, like we don't talk to each other like that. Like that's not what we do for real. Like
He basically is able to, without being disrespectful, bring me down a notch. Like, hey, we're gonna have a conversation. We don't need to argue. Like we don't have arguments. We have conversations. And if I'm not ready to talk about it at that moment, or he's not ready to talk about it at that moment, we'd be like, you know what? I'm really not ready to talk about it right now. Let me get my thoughts together. Because I'm one of those, like, I'll argue with you, but I may not have no substance behind my argument because I haven't been able to fully process everything that's going on. But 2 days later, now I'm ready to talk about it because now I've been able to process and be like, okay, this is where I messed up, but this is what I saw. How can we fix it? Now, other guy is now he's following me, he's chasing me. Now we're gonna talk right. You're forcing me to talk to you right now, and I'm openly telling you I'm not ready to talk. But it's like if you're not gonna take accountability too, then I'm gonna spin off and I'm gonna argue with you. Now we throwing shit at each other, and we never come to a consensus of why we was arguing. We just move on. But now that I'm able to have the conversation, it's like we come together, we have the conversation, we find a solution and move forward. Now we don't need to go back to, you cheated on me 3 weeks ago, because we already had the conversation and we chose to move forward. Not saying that happened, but I'm just saying like a lot of women like to be like, you cheated on me in 2015. Like, girl, it is 7 years later, you're still holding on to it because she never got the closure.
not even just
So it's like you have both parties have to do it.
I
But
don't believe in closure.
yeah, you have to be willing to move past it.
I don't believe in closure. It's not a real thing to me. Like, I don't really think closure is a thing. Like, you either gonna get over it or you gonna fixate on it. It's not closure that you necessarily need. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
You
Like,
can get over it. So.
real quick.
I mean, I feel like you can get over it, but do you want to?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to
stay
keep thinking
But
this,
then that's a grown mentality to be like, damn, okay, I love this nigga so much, whatever. I know he did this, woo, X, Y, Z. But damn, can it possibly work? And if so, you feel me? I need to put that in my head that this is what I'm gonna do. I can't be harboring on the past because the past is the past. Now, if he's still doing dirtbag shit or fucking up and whatever, then yeah, you're gonna have those thoughts or whatever. You feel me? Like, you can't deny that. But if he's doing everything that he can and progressing, moving forward, then you gotta accept that.
Can't keep beating him down and expecting him to want to grow with you.
Sure.
That's like,
because it's kind of like you have to allow people. I mean, maybe in the beginning, like when you're first setting your boundaries, like let people mess up so you can set your nope, don't. It's kind of like a kid. Like, you gotta teach them how you want them to act.
nah, I'm not doing
Well, not like a kid. Well, not like a kid.
doing
Not like a
that.
kid. But I'm just
I'm not
saying.
gonna
I'm
lie.
only saying that because different men with different men treat women differently. So it's kind of like, if you don't set, like, nah, you're not gonna treat me like that.
You have to do that with me.
You have to do that.
Like,
Like you have to show me how you want to be treated. So it's kind of like some women allow you to talk to different women, but no, honey, not here. So it's kind of like if he's used to doing what he's doing.
Some women don't even come off like that. They don't even present themselves in that type of, you know, somebody told me, I don't even get niggas a reason to argue. I was like, damn, I ain't never heard that. Like, you know, that was just so mature. Like, you feel me? She just said, like, damn, like, I don't entertain. I don't raise my voice. I don't do that. I just present myself like a lady, like, at all times.
Yeah.
You gotta respect stuff like that, for sure.
I guess it depends.
I don't require it, like.
So let me ask you this. Who taught you how to treat a man?
My mom. Like, the way that my mom is very loving and very catering. Like, she's always been the higher earner, but when it comes to family, when it comes to my dad, like, she emphasized, like, your man is your man. He leads the house. Like, but that's a cultural thing too, is like, I'm Samoan and black. My Samoan family is very patriarchal. Like, the men are the head and you are the body, and you raise the family, and that's the way that they are. Like, we've never been taught any other way. Like, I like to cater because that's what I was raised around. Do I cater to every man? Absolutely the fuck not. But for my man, absolutely. Like, that includes being ready to do whatever we may need to do. Like, if I need to support you in this, then I need to support you in that. If I need to make, like, it's not even an I need, it's just what I would like to do for a man that's worthy of that is cater to him, is like make sure his needs are met, make sure that I'm able to understand and comprehend when he speaks to me and not respond so fast, because I used to be like, I used to listen to defend myself, not listen to comprehend, which is different now, because now I want to hear what you have to say so I understand and make sure that I understand. And if I don't understand, be able to ask those questions, because the outcome of it is so much better than me and you not meeting eye to eye and understanding each other. That's where so many discrepancies come, at least in my opinion.
On the other hand, my dad taught me how to treat men. My mom hated men. My mom was like, you can do it by your strong black woman.
My dad taught me.
Strong single mother, you don't need a man.
No, my dad was more like.
So then my dad, like, taught, like, when I lived with my dad from 16 to 21, that's where he was like, Michaela, you need to do this. Like, saying, like, not treating me like a wife, but, like, preparing me to be a woman in the household, because I didn't know anything. My mom, one, sheltered me, and two, was like, strong black women, you pay your bills, you never rely on a man, you never trust them with your money, like, so talked down on men so bad. But then my dad was like, if you be a woman, you don't have to worry about being a strong single mother. So it was kind of like, I have both influences to where I was able to operate as a single mother and not think too hardly on it or not accept too much bullshit, because I'm like, I'm always be set to do my own thing. But then my dad also taught me how to treat a man and care and, like, tend to it, just because it was like, I was the oldest daughter in the household. I'm 16 and he's the man. He's like, hey, can you make sure you cook for the kids? Can you make sure you do this? Can you make sure you do that? And it was just kind of like, it groomed me a little bit to be able to know how to be a woman for a man.
I had to learn from life experiences, because I grew up with a single dad, and my mom was like in and out of my life, so I never had a woman role model to show me how to be a woman. So then that kind of had me spiral, I guess, kind of into like being more masculine, because I was raised by a man. But then I also have, like, I don't know, I guess like mommy issues. So I have, like, I always would date feminine men because of that, and then I would always want to nurture. So then that's when, like, I'm like naturally kind of like a mothering kind of person, but I just had to learn from fucking up in a relationship so many times.
Do you think you having your daughter has kind of like helped that? Yeah,
definitely, because I want to make sure that whatever man I'm with is going to set the standard for her. Since I didn't have that, the man that I'm going to have in my household with her has to be able to set the role model of the kind of man I want her to be with. So that's always what I tell people, is that be the woman that you want your daughter to be, or be the woman that you would want your son to be with.
Yeah.
And then have the kind of man around your daughter that you would want her to be with. If I'm with a man and he's beating my ass, would I want my daughter to be with him?
No.
No. So like, I'm probably not. I mean, I have, but I'm not gonna do it again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, I'm not gonna be with a guy that treats me like shit, because what would I tell my daughter to do? Dump his ass.
See, unfortunately, my dad raised brats. So, like, we are very spoiled. All of the girls are very spoiled. We are overcompensated and, like, saturated with compliments. And if I call my dad right now and let him know, like, hey, I need something, it's done. So, the pro to it is I require that out of a man. But the con is I'm a brat. Like, I know it. But am I changing a little bit so I don't get, like, completely stiff-armed by everybody? Absolutely. Like, the older I get, the more I understand. Like, my dad used to say things like, women aren't dirty, women don't do this, women don't raise their voice, women make sure that they can do for themselves, women make sure that, you know, that they know how to take care of house and home. Like, he taught me that stuff, not my mom. My mom was more like, this is how you love, but my dad's like, this is how you operate. So it's two different, I got two different, they did really good. I would say that, they did really good.
Taught you how to keep them, basically.
Yeah, because I love to cook and I like hosting things where all my family is together, and that's because that's what I grew up around. Like, nothing feels better than when I'm looking at everybody and everybody's enjoying themselves, and like, I know that it's something that I created. And I love that feeling. That's why I like game nights. Like, I love game nights. My friends know that.
I never had that. So it's like, that's what I want to create, because I feel like my family is so, like, since my mom passed, I have not talked to any of my family. Like, my mom's side, other than my grandma, they don't call me. They don't check on me. They don't, none of that. So it's like, for my kids, I want to make sure that they have their core family and can remember going to a family barbecue, cookout, stuff like that. So it's like, right now I'm trying to get myself together so I can create that for my sons. Because then it's like, now I have boys, and now I'm realizing, because I was a single mom to my oldest son, now he's a crybaby. Because now he's acting feminine. And it's like, a lot of women be like, oh, I can raise my son by myself. No, you cannot. I cannot teach Josiah how to be a man. That's the first thing I said when I found out I was having a boy with Josiah. I said, Lord Jesus, what I'm gonna do? I can't teach him how to pee. If I can't teach him how to do that, how I'm gonna teach him how to operate in this world as a man? Because he's gonna be a feminine man. So that's why it's like, now I just have to make sure he gets that good male, you know.
I think that's why I never had a kid with anyone.
Having a dad is very important, and I always push his dad to be there, and he just never wanted it. I'm like, bro, he wanted me more than the...
I'm not even gonna lie, like, when I think about having a kid, like, I have to be specific about the type of man that I choose to have a kid with. Like, you have to be a good father to my children. Like, it kind of is sick when I think about some of the women that aren't able to, you know, like, you gotten older and you still can't learn that, hey, this motherfucker is not a good, suitable partner. Like, the baby not gonna keep him.
But
so
I
what are you gonna do?
I overcompensated because I have two kids. So it's like, with Josiah, it's like his dad just not there. And then my second one is like, he's a great dad, but I overlooked everything else. Like, me and him are able to keep our parenting and our relationship separate. Versus my first one, it was like, he wanted me so bad that he didn't care about the kid. He basically had the kid, like, got me pregnant to keep me. It didn't work. The second one is like, I overlooked all the other qualities in him to make sure he was a good dad. So, like, he's a great dad, but a great man, not necessarily.
Because Kai love the fuck out of him.
Kai love his dad.
Love his dad.
Kai love his dad. He's a great dad. He, you know, he stay at home, whatever. He do what he do. But anyways, that's not my business. He's a great dad, and that's what he do.
Okay.
But it's like,
I'm gonna loop it around right now. What is the most unattractive thing that you find in men? Kelsey, you can start off.
Either when they're over feminine or trying to be over masculine and over dominate.
I agree.
That was quick.
I don't date women, so I don't know what bad qualities are in women.
That was quick.
Okay,
I have a chip on my shoulder.
Do you want to answer this or no?
What's the question? What is the most unattractive thing?
And then
I don't find men attractive. So I don't care what they do.
I knew you was gonna say this. This is what I do want to ask you.
oh no.
Okay, Kay.
I don't know. I agree. I mean, okay, it's a lot. That I find
It's a lot.
I don't have one specific thing.
I have one. I don't like a man that can't lead. It's so unattractive when you cannot lead and you don't have no structure. Like, I've been in relationships where I don't respect a man. I can't do it. One, because I'm gonna run all over you. Two, I'm gonna treat you like my bitch. Like, you're gonna be my bitch. Like, there's no better way to put that. Like, I'll never forget my most toxic relationship, and I apologize to this man because I know he didn't deserve it, but I used to beat his ass.
Wow.
I really like.
He allowed it though.
Yes, he did.
He allowed it. He came back though.
He did. He allowed me to do it. Like, it wasn't intentional, and I didn't really realize until one of my friends pulled me aside. It was like,
You didn't realize you was beating his ass? How you like,
No.
You should just fire
He
him.
didn't realize it either, apparently.
Hey, man. Bop, shut up.
no, I used to slap the shit out of him. Like,
Shout out to him for not,
he never hit me. He never did anything
Because he
like
was
that.
living in his feminine energy.
He just cheated on me, but that's about it. Like, and lied about it. That's it. That's just, that little fact. But that's where I lost my respect. You cheated on me and then lied to me once I found out about it. Like, would it have made it better if you told me the truth? Probably a little bit. I probably wouldn't have beat your ass, but like,
Probably would.
the combination of both really made me not respect him because I can't rest.
Did you
Domestic
really want
violence
the
or
truth?
cheating?
Oh.
What's worse, domestic violence or cheating?
I feel like it's the same. Well, I don't know. I feel like if you put
Domestic
your hands on
violence for sure.
somebody, you shouldn't do that. Like, putting your hands on somebody is not okay, ever. It takes you out of character.
Just curious.
But yeah, that's my.
Are you happy you didn't get a domestic violence?
Like, it was a long time ago.
You just wanted to go to crime.
I did not. First off, I never had no charges pressed against me.
You
Okay.
have to go do it right
Not
now.
yet. Not
He didn't mind it. He didn't mind
I
it.
got this on camera. You remember?
I told y'all, nobody believed me.
I told you she hit me.
It wasn't even. Okay, first off. I was not beating on him like that. I was pretty abusive during certain times. Okay. Okay, so what is your ideal dating dynamic and why?
What you mean?
Like, do you like to be the leader? Do you like to be the follower?
I'm a man. I'm a man's man. So, I mingle with men. I kick it with grown men and take care of their kids. So, I'm a man. I don't know. I can't mess with nothing else.
So you want to be the leader?
Yeah, well, other than that, she might as well date a female or something.
Well, some people don't like that dynamic. I'm not saying that.
I don't like men.
I've had men
women,
being like,
so.
why don't women can take the initiative? And I'm like, not me.
In certain areas, yeah, like, like,
In certain things,
yeah, like, like, take the initiative. Go ahead and take this meat out. Like, like.
Like that food real quick. There you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Kelsey, what is your ideal dating dynamic?
I definitely like when men take the lead. If you can't take the lead and you can't take the initiative, then you're not man enough to be with me. If you can't approach me, if you can't decide the date, if you can't take the initiative, then at that point, like, you're not man enough for me. This ain't gonna work.
I agree. Deshaun?
Ask me again so I can get a better answer.
Oh my God. Okay. What is your ideal dating dynamic and why?
I like to lead, of course. I always say, like, I ain't gonna steer you wrong. You can learn something from me for sure. If I don't know it, I'm for sure gonna find the answer to present it to you the best way that I know it. But yeah, that's it. If a woman can't feel like she can learn something from me, by all means, you can go. But I got the best intentions and the right wisdom to lead you to the best place. So go ahead and figure out how your life gonna go.
That sounds like a
It's golden
campaign.
right here.
Oh, good.
That sounds like a campaign. That's a campaign. We gotta put that on a banner real quick. Okay.
It depends. Like, I want the man to lead, but don't lead me to a black hole either.
But that goes with trust. You trust your man to lead you where you need to go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna follow you if I trust you. But if I don't trust
I ain't
you,
following nothing I don't trust.
then we can't be together.
You should.
Because I'm tired of being the leader.
Okay, we're gonna take a break from the serious shit because it's real deep. So we're gonna get a little spicy. I'm gonna ask a little personal question. So, who initiates sex, men or women?
Men do.
Both. I ain't gonna lie.
Both?
You go both ways. For sure.
You said
Females
men.
be Way more.
Most
I
of the
mean,
time,
I don't
men
know.
do.
Sometimes it depends. If it's new, you feel me? If it's a new kind of relationship, then I feel like more so the dude. But like, you know, y'all comfortable, your girl could, hey, you feel me? What's up? What you doing?
Do you want me to
Get
grab
rubbing
one?
on you, rubbing on your stomach, rubbing on your body.
Rub it on your stomach.
Really into you though, for real. You know?
But like,
Yeah,
what
that
type
part.
of girl are you messing with that's not really into
No, I'm just saying.
Like,
I'm just saying.
He said, not me. He said, not me, but other people though. Other people though. I think honestly, it depends on your dating dynamic. Like it depends on what kind of relationship you're in. Like if you know your man don't like you coming up in there trying to initiate shit, then you need to do it subtly. Like you gotta like ease your way in there. If don't. Cause,
If you want something, you better present it that you want something.
say it. Like,
but see, some men don't like
Or not
that.
even
Some
shit,
men
like, you
just
know.
like the little like, hey, what are you doing later? Like, do you want to come over? Like the.
plant sex be like kind of weird, for real.
It's
It's like,
That's what you
I don't
do?
like playing sex
Hey,
too much, but like
Can we meet on Thursday?
at 8 o'clock.
I can put you in.
I'm gonna meet you in the bed.
Okay, listen. Sometimes it be rough. Like my schedule be jam packed, bro. Like I need some fucking structure. Like sometimes it really is like that. Like, hey, look, I'm sorry, but I'm only available on this day. Like if you want to get it in right
No,
there,
but
we can
like-
do that.
but like as far as like, you know, like planning, like if y'all both around each other and you know you really got to schedule it in, like that's kind of
Oh no.
weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know. I don't like scheduling sex, but like there are days that you're only
But
available.
like, we already know we're gonna fuck. So why?
Okay, I don't like the play around like y'all not gonna fuck. Like the no, stop it. Like fuck that.
Because if you tell me no, it's a
When you
problem.
tell
That's
me
all
I'ma
I
see
know.
you, I know.
Yes,
But
we all- it's on site.
It's not really,
Now if you get in this room and act like you don't want to take my clothes off, we gonna have a problem. Cause why you come over here? Like no, ain't no reason for it to be fake.